Welcome to another episode of ShadowFiles. Today we're going to be looking at UFOs. We're discussing pictures of UFOs. What are they? Okay. We're going to be looking at various different videos and figure out which ones are real, which ones are not. First thing we got here is we got a video sent in by a viewer. Where is it? Here it is. This video was sent in by a viewer asking me to look at this. Hey Shadow, look at this video. Is this real or fake? What do you think? Wow. Well, first of all, I can automatically right off the bat tell you that this is fake because I've been looking at UFO videos for a real long time. Yeah, that's fake. Listen guys, this channel is about the truth. This whole thing that I've been talking about with ShadowFiles is uncovering the truth. We want to make sure that all the videos you sent get looked at and make sure that they are real. If they're not real, then we're going to expose them, okay? Okay, so here we're going to look at how long have UFOs really been around. If you guys look here, some of these paintings are very old, 15th century, and even back then, they knew that there were UFOs. They didn't know what they were. Some of them looked like miracles from God, or maybe just phenomena going on that just did not have any answers to. They could not figure out what they were, but UFOs have been around for a very, very long time. I'd say since the beginning of humanity, pretty much, because, if they're not spacecraft, then they're phenomena that we just have not yet discovered what it is. So, Here we're gonna be looking at some stuff. Let's go over here. This right here is an actual, real UFO. This is technology that the Nazi Germans developed, and as you can see, this is not a joke, this is not a game. This is 100% real. Look at this UFO. Look at how it flies. Look. This is all technology that we've been having that they just never told us about. It's crazy, guys. Anyways, that's all for now. I'm going to be moving locations because this is distracting me. And it's getting really cold and it's really windy. Welcome to another episode of ShadowFiles. Today we're going to be looking at UFOs. Now, there's various things that I think about these UFOs. Sometimes they are actual craft. You can tell that they're craft. And sometimes they're lights. Like, they are some type of phenomenon or phenomena that we just haven't been able to explain. UFOs go back in history for a very long time, actually. As far back as the 15th century, we have these accounts of UFOs in paintings. So we've always kind of wondered about them. What are they? It's always been something that we've been interested in. And it can go far back, even beyond this. In ancient China, for instance, they had found a UFO as well, that was in the water or something like that. Very strange. Like I was telling you guys before about the moon and how the sun is plasma. So the sun charges up the moon with the plasma energy, but I've noticed that a lot of these light UFOs, those UFOs seem to be working with the sun and are powered also by the sun and taking the sun's plasma energy and converting it into their own. And they're almost like these creatures that use the sun and, they live amongst us. They're up in the atmosphere and they have minds of their own. And they're not actual craft. These are creatures or light beings, something, plasma balls, I'm not sure. But they do live up in the atmosphere and they are confused with UFOs at all, like many times, a lot. Some of them are small, some of them are huge, they change form. It's pretty crazy. So, the way I've seen it, UFOs are either actual craft or they're the plasma balls that I'm telling you about, or they're government or man-made craft. Or one last thing that they could be is they are glitches in the sky and glitches in the AI made a mistake, an error, and he glitched out into the matrix, and that's what we're seeing. As I was talking about in the last episode, if you want to check that out. That is actually very different. It's more like this. This is supposed to be a contrail or a chemtrail, actually. And it splits off. The actual chemtrail splits into two pieces and the front just keeps going. So this is actually a glitch in the sky, a glitch in the AI, and it's showing up out in the sky. And this isn't. If it is UFO, it's not. This was an error made by the AI. Some of these you can see that these are shiny. It could be like the light beams that I'm telling you about, the orbs or the plasma balls. These things have a mind of their own and they live up in the atmosphere. And I've seen them. I've actually seen these types of very late at night when the sun is going down. Or actually more likely in the early morning before the sun rises. You can actually look up and see, and if it's a clear night sky, you might be able to catch these. They're actual, the way I saw it, I was staying up very late at night, and I noticed that these stars just began to move on their own, and that they are actually not stars at all. They were some type of very shiny, they look like stars, but I saw them start following one another, heading off into the the sunrise. So it's like they were pretending to be stars the entire night, and then they just moved on their own and disappeared. Then when it was sunrise, they were gone. But yeah, basically I saw them follow each other. It was very weird. Now, are those the plasma balls or are they actual craft? That's what we need to know. That's the difference. That was actually taken, that was a Mexican Air Force that caught that one. And what were we talking about before this? There's actual, this is a real UFO. This is craft. And this is actually, real. And this was made by the Germans, the German Nazis developed this technology, and it's actually real and it exists. They could have taken this from ongoing research, ancient technology, recreated, or it could have been from the aliens, if there are aliens, and they learned it from the aliens. But I believe this type of technology has been around for a long time, but also what we've seen is phenomena in the sky that behave as like UFOs as well. Because the atmosphere also contains water and oxygen. That means that life forms can exist up in the sky. And it's just like if you go really deep in the ocean, you start seeing very weird creatures and fish that, they project they have their own light source, and it starts looking very much like space or like an alien world deep in the ocean. So that can also happen in the sky. Why not? That's the way I see it. This is an example of that. This looks like an amoeba up in the sky, if you can see this. They're very hard to find. You actually need a special camera to be able to see amoebas in the atmosphere up in the sky. This one materialized, it's so concentrated that it appeared and we were able to see it. So that's a different type of UFO. So there's all these different types. This looks like the orbs again, the plasma balls. These things is what I was talking about. They kind of hang out together. They try to hide, blend in with stars, with the weather. And, these are, I I believe these things use the sun to live, and that we just haven't categorized them as another form of life that we know of. But at the same time, these actually, when there are real UFOs, real craft, you can tell when it's a real craft, these actually, like, pretend to be them, and they'll also, interact with real UFOs. So a lot of times you'll see UFOs and then these lights interacting with them. I believe that a lot of them, these were also categorized as Foo Fighters back when, we first started having flight, and pilots would often see these Foo Fighters, and they didn't know what they were. They were these intelligent beings up in the sky that interact with whatever's flying up there. It could be birds. It's just like the ocean. They're just playing around, interacting. But like, this right here is different. This is supposed to be a UFO, but to me, this is actually a glitch in the matrix, a glitch in the simulation, or, like a glitch in the sky. Right up here you can see what forms a UFO forms. It's peaking. But, like, look how it's shape-shifting, like, or morphing into another shape. That means it's intelligent. That means that it's either that, one of the amoebas, or some type of intelligent creature up in the sky, or it's a glitch in the sky, the AI glitched. And we're seeing this as the result. That actually kind of reminds me.
Travel 19 on the safest year in aviation history, with there being
It's very similar to this also. This is either some type of creature in the sky pretending to be acting like an airplane with the contrails, or this is a glitch in the matrix. And it's very similar to the previous one that I showed you. It's just the sky glitching out. Like, it's supposed to be an airplane with contrails, but really, it's glitching out. And if it's not the glitch, like I said, it's some type of sky phenomenon that we just don't know about. Here is something that was observed near the sun. This is some type of also either a craft or a being, and it needs the sun to live, or it's able to withstand the heat. And it could be, just like I showed you before, one of these creatures, skyfish. Well, actually, the skyfish, a lot of people say that rods are skyfish, but rods aren't always real. A lot of times it's just camera problems. But as you can see there, that's another weird thing. I will be doing more videos on UFOs, and hold on. I will be doing more videos on UFOs and trying to figure out what they are and categorize them. Also, as you know, the government is also going to issue all the information that they have on these. So, we won't be kept in the dark for long. The truth will come out, and we need to figure out exactly what each one of these UFOs is. Is it an anomaly in the sky? Is it a glitch? Is it an actual creature or something, a light being, or plasma balls that are intelligent and they're up there and we just never categorize them, we don't know what they are. So this won't be the last video on UFOs that I'm doing. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share, and like. And yeah, that's all for now, Shadow fam. Shadow Worm out. Peace.